And we're back with this tier list bullshit. This is taking so long. Next we have this. What do we have? This one. You see, this was my first car, so I really like it. EF Civic, fourth gen Civic sedan, and I don't know where to put it because ever since I've owned this car, this fucking car is the reason why I'm not drifting on daily basis. Um, because I bought this beautiful car. This is like the one of the best looking cars that ever existed. However, it gets overlooked. Why? Because it's front wheel drive. Nobody's really interested in beautiful cars that are front wheel drive. I'm going to tell you one thing. If this car was a front wheel drive car, people would fucking love it. It would cost more than not more than a Supra, but it would be like very expensive. It would cost more than a Miata for sure. More than an NA Miata. I'm betting my right nutsack, my right nutsack. That would mean I have two nutsack. You know what? It would be worth a lot of money. But this way is just a stylish car that idiots like to slam into the floor and make this abomination of a stance fuckery, which is so ugly. It just ruins the car completely. I have a problem with that. So it could go into meh, acquired taste. Hey, that's pretty good. It would definitely go here. It was if it was rear wheel drive by default, but it's not. They came in like four wheel drive uh, options, but it's there. I don't know. I'm gonna put it here. Like this is the perfect design. This is where Honda peaked for me. Like the design of Honda's peaked for me with this car. Like the you see, I didn't include CRX. If I did, it would be here. I don't care much for it. I would never buy one. Um, I don't care about CRXs that much. However, I do care about Civics. And the only flaw with this car, and the reason why it's not here in this bracket or even higher, is because I have one and it's a front wheel drive car, and the conversion to rear wheel drive is gonna take me another 2 years. So for now, yeah, it's here. It's just here. It cannot go any higher or any lower. I don't think it's an acquired taste car. I think it all around looks amazing. It's a brick build. It looks like a brick. It's beautiful. This is where the Japanese car industry peaked for me, like late '80s, early '90s with this design. Like this design is amazing. Just a brick, huge windshield. I don't know if like I don't know if you've ever driven in one. It has a huge windshield and huge windows. All like it's so spacious. It's not safe. If you were to crash going 30 miles an hour, you would die. Nevertheless, it's worth the risk because it's beautiful. It would be a perfect car, but Honda decided thing yet again. Even back then, they knew how to disappoint. We have a hatchback version of this car here, and it's going into meh. Reason is I still turn my head when I see one on the street because they're not that. And when you see a mint condition 1990 Civic, the ED7, I think it is, like a hatchback with a D16 A9 engine. When you see it pass by, you're like, hey, that's pretty good. But then on the other hand, you're like, I've seen the millions of those. I don't care for it much. That's just my opinion. Like it's everybody buys a hatchback for some reason, for some fucked up reason. Sedans were totally overlooked, and nowadays, like in the last like year or two, people are way more into like four door cars. And more doors means more whores or whatever. Like, but like if you were to ask those same people like 3 years ago, would you take a hatchback or a sedan? They would take the hatchback. It stays here. It's a cool little car. Would I buy it? No. Would I drive it if I already had one? Probably, just for a toge. Like, but would I buy one? No. Next up, we have an Integra, a DC2 Integra, the EDM. I sold my Honda. I still have this one, the fourth gen sedan, which is waiting to be. I'm gonna put an SR20 in it and make it rear wheel drive and all that shit. But I sold my EJ6, and I said I will never buy another Honda unless I will have enough money to buy this one. So this is going. I'm just gonna put it in. Hey, that's pretty good, and that's pretty good even with the front wheel drive. Like, it has a factory LSD. I did say I would definitely swap the front end off of an JDM one and put it on this one. But as I've said, that's my opinion. And in my opinion, the JDM front end looks better than this one. But this one is more popular generally, at least where I'm from. So that's why it's higher than this one. But yeah, I definitely, the DC2 Integra, objectively, I have to put it in, hey, that's pretty good. And not acquired taste, because this is definitely more of an acquired taste than this one. Where I'm from, at least. I don't know where you live and what are the preferences there, but all I'm saying, this one goes higher. Next up, you know what? I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go. I'm going there. Yeah, we have the AA6. This car is one of my dream cars. However, it belongs here. And I'm talking about the Trueno. I'm not talking about 11. I'm talking about Trueno, the initial D one, the Takumi, the Kansei Dorito. I'm talking about this one. Yeah. I am 3% basic bitch. The test came back and they were like, 3% of your DNA is basic bitch. And I was like, why? And they were like, because you like this car. Let me tell you, unless you're a 65-year-old Japanese guy that built this car in his backyard, like bought it for 2 yens and then built it from the bottom up on his own, you're a basic bitch. And therefore, I'm a basic bitch. If you're paying 15 to 30K for this car, you're a basic bitch. Because the only reason you're doing it is because it was driven by a fictional fucking character in a fucking cartoon. Come on. Really? It's not that great of a car. It's not. I mean, it is. There are certain things about this car's suspension, like the Ackerman angle, and I mean, I would pay 20K for this, and that makes me 3% basic bitch. I think it's an amazing car, for to me, but at the same time, it's not worth 20K. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not worth 20,000 fucking dollars. Fucking drift tax and JDM tax and Takumi tax and fuck you, but I would pay that much money for it. I I'm really conflicted right now. It's a basic bitch car, unless you're a 65-year-old Japanese old man who built it on his own and has had it for like 40 years, and like that's his only baby car, whatever. You know, like he kept it. He had like 3 kids. He still kept the car, and like he's not a basic bitch. Everybody else, every single person that would pay $20,000 for this car is a basic bitch, including me. So there we go. Here we and the thing that's also quite annoying is FC, the Mazda RX-7 FC was in the same cartoon, driven by a better driver possibly. I mean, I'm not gonna take any credits away from Takumi Fujiwara. He won every single race except for that one where he blew his engine against the Evo, but he mostly won because he was lucky. Keisuke, He won because he actually knew how to drive 100% at all times. Like, the only race he lost was against Takumi, which would make sense because he's a lucky motherfucker. But this is the problem I have. Why isn't FC super expensive? I mean, I'm glad it's not because I want to buy one. But why isn't this car? Actually, no, wrong. Why isn't this car cheaper? That's the question. Not why isn't this car more expensive? It's it costs exactly as much as it should for a car that it is. Why is this piece of shit that expensive? This is the only reason why I'm putting it in the basic bitch. Because it's super expensive. And people who are willing to pay that much money for this fucking car are basic bitches. Not out of the same reasons this guy's. You know, there's a different type of basic bitch. And this one is definitely more of a basic bitch than this one. But why does this car cost so much money? Keisuke was a better driver. Well, whatever. Let's continue. Hakosuka. And we're gonna take this Hakosuka, the first GTR ever built, if I'm not mistaken. And we're gonna put it here. There's not much to say about it, just the classic design. Like, I don't know. If you don't know what it looks like, I'm not gonna go Google it for you right now. Next up, we've got... you see? We're still not taking my kidneys away, and we're still not vomiting. Evo 10. Now, this is gonna be a hot take. Like, it's an ugly car, for sure. It doesn't even come close to Evo 9. Like, they did something wrong. Somebody fell on their head. Somebody broke their wrist while drawing the fucking prototype. Something went terribly wrong with this car. However, I'm putting it here. It's an acquired taste car because it can look good. It can definitely look good. Factory, like Evo 10 factory, when you see it, fucking vomiting. But I hate this car, the way it looks when it's out of factory. I hate it. On the other hand, my girlfriend, a friend of mine, thinks this car is amazing, and another friend of mine thinks this car is disgusting. Therefore, I'm gonna say it's an acquired taste. Can be pretty cool even for me when it's built right. It's an acquired taste car for sure. Let's not stay here for too long. Next up, nah. Oh yeah, we got the 11. All right. You know what? At the beginning of this, I was not gonna put it so high up, but now I just changed my mind. 11, take my kidney. Like, deep down, irrationally, I would rather have this car. I called myself a basic bitch for it. I would rather have this car. But deep down, rationally, I know that this car is better looking. It's a coupe. And we're talking coupes. Like, if you're driving a Trueno coupe, no, you can miss me with that. Same goes if you're driving a 11 hatchback, you can miss me with that. You don't mix those two. Absolutely not. Like, 11 is a coupe, always should be. Trueno hatchback, always should be. Don't mix those two. Don't swap the front ends. Don't do it. It's just not. It's ugh. Kind of makes me feel weird inside. Don't do it. Just don't do it. But yeah, I would basic bitch Trueno. I would pay money for it. But this one I would give my kidney for. It's definitely a better version of this car. It's better looking. It's just, yeah, take my kidney. I don't care. Next up, we've got a. Oof, fuck me. This car is underrated as fuck. But we're gonna talk about the S2K. And it's going here. You know what? It's so fucking overrated. It's so expensive. It doesn't even look that great. It's not even that cool. It's actually pretty slow stock. Like, how much? 240 horsepower is the F20 engine. F20, yeah. 4-cylinder F20 dual cam VTEC whatever. I don't care for it much. There are quite a few where I'm from. Stock S2Ks are it's way overrated. Anyway, S2K goes into I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. And every S2K owner ever thinks they're like the EG owners, only worse, 10 times worse. They're so annoying with their I've got an S2. Nobody fucking cares anymore. S2K overrated. Now let me tell you about this car. How many vomiting cars do we have? Is it only no? We got two. We're gonna take this DC5. It's just one of the ugliest cars that Honda has ever produced, except for like the new, what is it? What did they do? The new Integra. It looks like a Opel Insignia. The new Integra looks like Opel Insignia. This one just looks like shit all around. Like the rear tail lights are disgusting. It's just an ugly fucking car. I don't know who in their right mind, out of all these Hondas we have here, would buy this shell and start building it. I really want to vomit. Ugh, yeah, vomiting, definitely. Next up, we've got an MR2 Mark II. It's a cool car, cool little car. I would drive one. I would buy one even. I would give some money for it. Not as much as everyone's asking for it, but I would drive one definitely, and some black wheels. Black. I don't know why I chose this photo. It's as stuck as it gets, but like MR2 Mark II is a good car. I like it a lot, and it just goes here. Hey, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's a pretty cool car. It could definitely catch my attention anywhere I go. Like seeing an MR2. Well, yeah, it's a cool car. I like this car a lot. Next up, we got the Mark III Supra. Or no, we're gonna save that for later. Next up, we got the RX-7 FB, and I personally love this car. Absolutely adore this car. It's the cutest of the bunch. Uh, it's definitely the cutest of the bunch, but it can look so menacing at the same time. It's not a lot of people know that it exists. Not a lot of people care for it. Not a lot. So I guess either people are ignorant and stupid, which they are, proven. It's proven that they are. I mean, how hard is it to miss? I guess if you ever Googled Mazda RX-7, at least one of these came up, and you saw it, and you were like, whatever. So I guess people don't really fuck with them. However, for me, they're amazing, so I'm gonna put them in acquired taste. And this is what I'm talking about. Look at this rear end. Look at this car. Look at this. This is perfect. This is pure perfection. It's one of my favorite cars of the list. However, I would not give my kidney up for it because, as I said, they're not that expensive. If we go to like Mazda, fucking Germans say Mazda because you see to. I would never, ever in my life give this much money for this 40,000. Really? Look at this, 3K, 3,000 fucking euros. Fuck off. Fuck off. 3,000 euros. Look at this. Look at this. I would rather buy this. Like, look at how hot this car is. It's just so beautiful. See, another one. 3K. Now this guy is getting a bit out of hand. This is getting out of hand. This is 7,500. You see what I'm talking about? The FCs being like 10K, and then the FDs being like whatever their prices are, like 40K, 30K, 50K. Yeah, 25K for this. I don't think so. $34,000 euros. No, 52,000. Listen, take out the sequential gearbox and just sell it for a normal price. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is gonna give you this much money. Like literally nobody. And these are still cheap, as you saw. And next up, we've got this car. It's a Mark III Supra. And again, acquired taste. Not many people know about them. If more people knew about them, it would be way up here. I would not give up my kidney. That's the most subjective bracket we have. Uh, this car is amazing as well. 1J GT came in it, if you're lucky. It's also so menacing. Also, it kind of reminds me of one of my favorite BMWs, and it's the E31. For those of you who are not, this is the E31. Next up, we've got another Supra, and it goes right here. It's a basic bitch. Like, you're a basic bitch, and in the worst way. It's even worse than the GTR R35. The most basic of the bitches. It's like yesterday I found out about Japanese cars, and my favorite car is Supra. It has a 2J in it. Yeah, a lot of cars have 2J in it, so that cannot be a reason. It's just because you just hopped on the bandwagon. Fucking my favorite car is that a Supra? Yeah, it's a Supra. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody should care. People care still. They're giving tremendous amounts of money for this car. It's like when you're in high school and all the alternative kids are wearing Nirvana shirts, and then you start hating Nirvana. Really, there's no reason really to hate Nirvana because they're a really sick band, and I love them now. Like 10 years later, I love Nirvana, but like they just spoil it for you. That's what they did with the Supra. Like, I don't even want to come close to one of these because they made it disgusting. They did the same with Nirvana. Maybe in 10 years I'm gonna get past this, grow past this childish hate for Supras, for Mark IV Supras, and I'll be driving a Mark IV Supra listening to Nirvana, but for now you wouldn't catch me near this car. I really, it's the basicest of the basic. Just, people make everything shitty. Up next we got this car also wasn't supposed to go where I'm gonna put it, but fuck, it's hot. MR2 Mark 1, and it's going up here. Like, listen, take my kidney for it. You would have to build it the way this one is built. Stock, I would put it in acquired taste, because, again, not many people know that this is a cool car, but you know what? I'm still gonna put it in acquired taste. But if you've got one, we can negotiate my kidneys. Acquired taste, but it's a beautiful car. It's Mark 1, MR2, amazing. We're getting close to the end here, and we should discuss this car, the FD. Well, it's again one of the basic bitch cars, but I don't feel so strong about it being basic as much as I feel it's a, like, yeah, you know what? No, basic bitch. Yeah, basic bitch. Just after seeing those prices on Auto Scout, like, you know what? You're a basic bitch for giving. I wouldn't pay that much money. Initially, this was supposed to, and we're gonna move it up, move it just under the Supra. Just, I would like to own one of these, but you know what? I would drive one of these, but nah, fuck you. You ruined everything. Like the FD, really, 40,000 euros for it? Nah, you know what? You see, I would pay 20k for a Trueno, but I would never pay 40k for an FD. No. No, it's just, you disgust me. You disgust me. I'm disgusted completely. I was gonna put it to, like, yeah, they would bang it. Like, 9 out of 10 would bang. But you know what? Fuck you. No. No. You're a basic bitch. I love this car, but you just ruined everything for me. You know, we have, like, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. The GR Supra. I feel like I don't need to explain why it's but it is. It's just, You know what? We're gonna make it from the most meh to the least meh, and Supra is first. Also, acquired taste. I'm gonna put this one here. Put this one here. Yeah, this makes the most sense. Now, uh, I'm not sure if I should go with the vomiting. Yeah, we're gonna go. You know what? No, one more basic. You're a basic bitch. R34 Skylines. This is the only Skyline you know that exists. So, you know what? You're a basic bitch. I've been filming this shit for 2 hours. I wanna die. I feel like this is the least basic bitch car on the list, the R34. It's definitely an amazing car, but yeah, people are first they're gonna talk about the Supra, the Mark IV Supra, and then they're gonna talk about the GTR. There are levels to basicness, but yeah, I'm gonna put it here. I still feel really guilty about wanting to have and wanting to pay 20K for a Trueno. So, you know what? That's the most basic bitch car in this. Now we're left with 3 cars because we have the GTR twice. For some reason, the 35 R35, and just off the bat, take my kidney. Like, the S13 is second most beautiful car ever produced. I have no problem saying it. It might be basic in your opinion, but I don't care. I really don't care. I think this car deserves its spot on Take My Kidney. I wish I lived somewhere where I wouldn't have to give up my kidneys for the cars I'm talking about, but there we are. Here we are, giving my kidneys away. This car, Take My Kidney, above this one. It's just perfection. This car is just perfect in every single way. I'm not into coupes. I'm more into sedans, but this is just a perfect fucking car. I don't know. I love this car. Now it's time for you to guess which one is the vomiting car. Listen, this car shouldn't exist. I don't care if it was meant for F1 or Le Mans or whatever. This car is absolutely fucking disgusting. It weighs way too much. It's I had this discussion with a friend of mine. This is his favorite Skyline. Just no. Just to give you a closer. This is what we're talking. This is what I was talking about when I said the S14 Sylvia resembles. It does. That's why it's as low on the list as it is. That's why it's that low. Look at this disgusting fucking car. Look at this car. This is how it looks out of the factory. It looks broken. It looks wrong. It looks like something. It looks like they didn't finish it. It looks. Everything about this car makes me want to fucking crawl into myself and look. Even when they make it nice, it's still ugly. Now, these are some nice wheels. This is a nice exhaust. But the car itself is still ugly. It's so ugly that it's rare. They even made, like, recently, some dudes made a Fiat Multipla. Some French dudes. Which was called the ugliest car of all times. And it looks better than this piece of shit. Look at this. Look. The ugliest car in the world. Ever. Still looks better than this piece of shit. It's still like, look at this. They put a nice wheels. Nice, and it's still ugly. And it's still but I don't have that much of a problem with the front of the car. But look at the back of this piece of shit. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look here. Where am I showing? I don't know. I'm out of my mind. This and this reads, this Nissan Skyline R33 GTR V-Spec 1995 is going to remind you how good the 90s were. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's going to remind me that at some point everything went downhill in the 90s. It was like end of 80s, beginning of 90s it was amazing, and then everything just started, and this car's fault. Like, I don't know. I really like Rocket Bunny. That's a basic bitch as well. Not even with the Rocket Bunny kit. It's still ugly. How? It's still ugly. And oh gosh, the wing. Look at this wing. Fuck yourself. Go fuck you. No. No. You know what? No. It's the ugliest car ever made. I would rather drive, and I'm not kidding, I'd rather drive a Fiat Multipla. I'm not fucking kidding. But the one with the Rocket Bunny kit. And now we got the last, but not the least. I don't know how they did this. So we're finishing this list off with, you know what? I'm weak. I'm done. The R32. So I don't know what happened between the R32 production of R32 and then production of R33, but something fucking happened. Something went terribly wrong while they were doing the R33. The rear lights, really? This is the shape for half of the car. The plastic around the actual taillights. No, we got to talk about this more. Listen, the plastic, like this whole thing, really? It has to be this big to fit two small taillights? And then you have this. Look at this. Nothing weird about it. It's all good. Look at it. And then, where is it? Here. Look at this. Why is this plastic here? Makes no sense. It boggles me. It makes my mind want to explode. On the other hand, this card. Oh man, the things I will do to this with this card. In this car, whatever. It's a perfect car. Look at it all around. By the way, I'm not that much into GTRs. I would rather have a GTST rear wheel drives. I just don't get it. Where did it go wrong? I don't look at this. Perfect. Nothing you shouldn't do. Look how high the trunk is. Look how big for no reason. It's huge. It's disgusting. And then you have this. The most perfect car ever built. Anyway, this was my JDM list. We finished it. And I think I got most of these right. I could make some adjustments here. Could change a couple of things up. But I think this is basically it. You know what? Like, I could adjust certain things, but I don't care. This is in the heat of the moment, this is what I decided. So that must be true. R32 Skylines shouldn't be sold or built. They shouldn't have been built back then. Right now, if you're selling one, you better not put a price up. Not more than 5K of anything, like 5K potatoes. Like, listen, I hope that nobody ever buys your overpriced R33 Skyline piece of shit. And I also hope that the guy that's in Russia selling the R32 GTST for 15,000 euros, I hope he can ship it to me and also give it to me for free because I don't have money. But I also hope, yeah, just I get so angry. I'm just looking at this R33 and I'm just disappointed in what happened. Yeah, that would be it. Thank you for watching, and I don't know. Bye. Uh, please burn your R33. It's a piece of shit. I hope that nobody ever buys your overpriced R33 Skyline piece of shit.